Yeah, he wants to send people to Mars.
I'm not doing
life
that.
on there.
Oh, I can't be asked for that.
Really?
It took ages to get there. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and it is time for the long-awaited return of walking videos, and today I'm meeting up with Thogden, completing the first father and son walk combo. Good morning.
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you again, fella. It's been a while.
It has. Let's go walking.
I know, let's do it, let's do it.
Is this a regular haunt at yours, Theo?
Yeah, absolutely. I play Sunday League here and I love it. It's just open space, great location in London, feels pretty safe here. Good to get some fresh air, especially like when you're on the go, making videos, sometimes traveling. Coming here just, releases some stress, I'd say.
I didn't know there were so many sports pitches here.
I know, well, that's it. Rugby, football, they've got tennis courts in a different part of it. Yeah, it's athletic. Not many people use it apart from the occasional Sunday. That's a shame, really, because not everyone lives so close, but yeah, it's great to have.
I like this park already, Theo, because
Yeah.
I've seen my favourite tree here.
Tree?
Weeping willow down by
Okay.
the water. Love a weeping willow. Do you have a favourite tree?
You've got a dog that's nibbling on your bag.
That's all right.
My
Hello.
favourite tree. Look at this. It's a lovely dog. Don't know if it's going to get in the shot.
Give it a little
Hello. Oh, it's going to walk across.
Come on.
Come here.
Across. There we go.
How you doing, mate?
Lovely
it's
stuff.
run off. My favourite tree is not in this country. It's in Montenegro, where we go on holiday every summer.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's just like, it's very thin, but it just goes all the way up, and it looks really cool.
Do you know what it's
To be
called?
fair, I don't know. So in Croatia, they don't have them because it represents death, and in Monte they love them, and it's naturally grown. So they cut them all off in Croatia because it's the culture that, like, if there's too many, there's going to be death on the land. But in Montenegro, there's loads of them, and they're quite cool, and you can't really see them in England.
What a tree!
I know, mental. I will find the name. I will find the name at some point.
I'll put it in the description down there if you're for tree fans.
I'll comment it.
All right, you comment
Yeah.
the tree,
Yeah.
the tree name. Montenegro is one of those places I really want to go to. Partly, I had an interest in it anyway because I don't really know a lot about it. But talking to your dad as well, we went for a walk, sort of thing. I find it fascinating, sort of thing. How long have you been going there for?
Every summer since a kid. We used to go to Croatia, and then we found difficulties in planning permission. My dad did. They literally never responded, and we were going to get in trouble, so we just went out to Montenegro instead and built there, and they were pretty easy. And to be fair, it's across the border. You got your sandy beaches, you got your mountains, you got the sea, you got everything you want.
That's lovely.
And it's less spotted than most touristic destinations, and it's the first country to completely open up without restrictions.
Was
right
it?
now. Yeah. Just happened a few days ago. You don't need anything to go out there. So if anyone's not vaccinated, wants to travel, it's a place to go.
Yeah, it sounds brilliant. What do you do when you're out there generally? Is it just sort of chilling out?
Chilling out, recording videos at home, because it's a summer period where the content is to do with kit predictions and predicting tables, so it's more sit down. It's not going to football.
Yeah.
Maybe there might be a few European qualifiers. You can get a 45-minute flight to go watch Red Star Belgrade, which I've got a massive connection with now, just from adopting their kind of fan culture. But yeah, it's usually just chilling out, going to the beach, and enjoying the view. Yeah, it's simple.
Happy days.
Happy
it's good.
days.
It's good having that independence of location, isn't it? With the sort of YouTube thing.
Definitely. But the connection, the Wi-Fi is rubbish. I mean, most people won't understand this problem, but upload speed, oh my gosh, it does me in a Monty.
It can be so annoying. I remember
Yeah.
for not doing YouTube, but for a production company, I remember being on holiday in Greece and I had to change a video. And I literally had to sit in this internet cafe for a day trying to upload this thing.
Mate, I'd just give up. I'd have just tried somewhere else.
I
The worst
couldn't,
upload speed ever was Corfu. When I went to Corfu, that was literally
this is
that
Greece
hot.
that had the problem. So maybe Greece in general.
Maybe
Not your
Greece in
internet
general.
Greece.
Sort it out.
Yeah. What have you got your dad's love of travelling?
Honestly, absolutely. The job I have now that I've created, it allows me to travel, and I've always wanted that. I was in school. School was never for me, like being in the same place for a certain period of time, working on things I didn't want to work on. During school, I was just planning in my head, like what I want to do, where I want to travel, what football games I want to watch. I love travelling and football, and the fact I can mix that into work is like the dream for me.
I remember I always used to, whenever I went on holiday anywhere, I'd travelled anywhere, I'd always drag whoever I was along with to look at a football stadium. Not necessarily there's a game on.
I love that.
Just go and look at the outside of the San
So
Siro,
how
walk
much
around
are you
it.
into football then? Because I'm not unsure. I don't really see you.
I really like it. I mean, I worked at Soccer M for like 7 years and stuff like
yes.
that.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I've always been particularly as a kid. I mean, there's things now that annoy me a bit about
the game
and the way
it's gone.
things are now.
Yeah.
That's
because you've seen the old generation of football.
Yeah, but also I don't want to be a sort of it was better in the olden days type person.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. It's like VAR gets me down and all that. And the reason being that when I was younger, football was the same wherever you played it. Like if you played it here, not there, that's a rugby pitch, there,
sure,
where there's a football pitch, it was the same sport. And
the
first thing that changed that for me was when they brought out the boards telling you how many minutes were added on.
What, you didn't like that?
No, I didn't like it because I like the mystery before.
I've not seen it any other way though. That's why it's so unusual.
Yeah, but it was weird because I like the drama of it, and I like that you didn't know, and it could be like 5 minutes, or it could be now you sort of get towards the 5 minutes, you go, oh, it's good. I know
the
there's
ref
some
announced
drama.
it before.
No, you never knew.
Oh.
So it would get to 90 minutes, and the ref had worked out the time on his own, but he didn't tell anyone.
Oh my goodness.
So it was either like, is he going to blow immediately, or have we got another 5 minutes? You're trying to work out in your head, there was another injury, so it got me long. It was more exciting, I think.
Well, I've learned something new today.
There we go, yeah. And I also think, and it's VAR as well, it's not so much them getting things wrong or anything like that. It was, I feel it takes away a bit of the story a lot of the time. Like, I think back, I'm old enough to, the first World Cup I remember was 1986. I remember watching England-Argentina with Maradona's amazing goal and his handball. And I think back to that, and just before Maradona scores his goal, there's a rank foul. Yeah. I can't remember who it is. I think it's Argentina, goes right through an England player. It definitely would have been pulled back. And so, if you think now, the legend of Maradona is that game, this hero and villain thing with his handball cheating goal and is this incredible goal. Yeah. But realistically, with VAR, both of those would have been disallowed.
That is horrible.
And that whole thing would have gone away. And I sort of think, I wonder what drama.
But England could have won the World Cup, so
there is that. I'm Scottish. I'm a Scotland fan, so so that's less of an attraction to me. But I can see your point. Yeah. So I think I don't know. But there's good things about it. Like when I was younger as well, there was hardly any football on TV, and now you can watch football all the time. So if you sat at home watching.
Well, it used to be all 3 PMs, isn't it? And you couldn't watch them, which in a way was good because it forces people to go to the matches.
Yeah.
And that's what make great matches when you've got full capacities. You see in Italy right now, it's just dead, and they don't have a 3 PM Saturday rule in other countries. Yeah. So games just happen for TV, and people don't sell up the crowds. Simple as.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, there was a period of a few months, I don't know the exact details, where there was a disagreement over football rights. And there was literally no football on TV for like 3 months or 3 or 4 months. Mad.
That is ridiculous. I couldn't handle it.
No,
that's like lockdown. You know, remember the mist of lockdown when right at the depths when there wasn't even football played? I couldn't take it. I remember they returned with Bayern Dortmund and everybody watched it. Yeah. Because it was just, it doesn't matter if it's in Germany, you don't know most of the players. Well, I did know.
The Belarusian League carried on going, didn't it?
I'd watch, I saw that. Only the Belarusian League was going on. And I was trying to work out, how do I get to Belarus? Yeah. I couldn't then.
Yeah. But it was, it was a mad time, wasn't it? How did you cope with lockdown?
Oh, I hated it. Yeah. Because I felt like I was reaching a time in my channel where I was really about to blossom. I had so many plans for content, so many matches to go to, and then COVID just wiped it all away, refunded all my tickets, and that killed me really. I hated it. I didn't know where to go, didn't know which route to take. Eventually I adopted the live streams, which was a great way of keeping up. Yeah, really popular, because there was nothing else to do. Yeah. But then when the football stopped, it was like there's literally nothing. So there was a couple months where there was no content to be made, apart from doing keepy-ups with toilet roll. Like, that was it. We did challenges at home, and there was nothing else.
I thought that I was going to, when lockdown started, I was like, this is my time to shine. Really? Because all my stuff is just me sat around the house, half of it doing gardening and stuff like that. But then they closed the schools and I had to homeschool things, so I didn't get to hardly made anything. But I was thinking, but still, we're out of it now, Where's the place is there a game that you've not been to, or a club that you've not been to see, or something that you'd most like to visit?
It's a good question. I'd love to visit football in Argentina. Yeah, I want to go to Boca Juniors.
That'd be amazing.
I want to go see what it's like. You see all the videos online, but imagine an English fan goes out there and records from first-person perspective what it's like inside there for the derby against River Plate. That's what every English fan wants to
Yeah.
see. And the Argentinians would love it, like an English fan perspective
Yeah.
of their game. I think, and you know what? There's so many different countries that I haven't ticked off just because I'm double jabbed, so I've not been able to travel because you have to be triple jabbed in some places. I was only single jabbed not long ago. So many restrictions. So I'm hoping in the next year I can just do it all.
Yeah.
Go anywhere. Take a risk.
It's getting better, isn't
Yeah,
it? I adore travelling.
I love the geezer who goes to Eastern Europe and does daily videos.
Boredom Bank.
Yeah,
Boredom
Bankrupt.
He's great. Yeah.
He is the pinnacle of great YouTube content.
Yeah.
Broadcast yourself. Literally, he grabs a camera and goes to Verdansk and films himself.
Chatting to random people and all that. Yeah, he's so good. There's so much good travel stuff out there. Really interesting things.
That sort of stuff really, because I mix that with football.
Yeah.
I love the travel side. Maybe people care more about the football, but what I really want to build this channel is the balance of just the difference in culture, travelling.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, I love all that. Yeah. I want to do more travel stuff because I've been doing videos whenever I've gone skiing, and so I just did one fairly recently, sort of thing. But now that things are opening up again, I want to just do.
I saw you going skiing with the family.
Yeah.
Good laugh.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
I'd love to go skiing one day.
Do it.
I've done it once with school, but I've never had a second opportunity. I'm really scared of breaking a leg or something.
Do you know what? You get more injuries per hour of playing football than you do skiing.
Okay, that's interesting. But you're skiing
You're skiing for like a few hours a day.
Football's like 90 minutes.
Yeah, but if you add it up, even if you go for a week skiing, you'll play more football during a year, I reckon.
Yeah, I've only ever had one injury from football. So
what do you do?
Upper hamstring. I didn't even. It wasn't even during. So I just kicked the ball first thing and didn't properly warm up, and then realised I've done it. I've done it in. It was the first time where you can't do any sports. You can only walk around, can't run for 5 weeks. It mentally had me.
Yeah.
And people think, oh well, you just do YouTube, like you just walk around, go to games, so you'll be fine. But it's not that. The exercise side and actually, playing sport, releasing stress helps me maximise my work.
Yeah.
So it really had me. Yeah. I'm finally back now, and I'm loving it. I'm telling myself, really give it your all on the football pitch, because when you're playing and you're 100% fit, you don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that goes to anyone in doing any sport.
It's like when you have a cold. I'm always like, it's so horrible having a cold. You always think, oh man, when I don't have a cold, I'm going to really appreciate not having a cold.
Massively.
And then you forget.
Yeah.
But now I've just remembered this, and I'm just going to take a moment to think, I've not got a cold.
I know, that's no one's grateful when they're just normal.
No, I know.
But you should be. I don't know how much people get it, but like when you've got a virus or you lose your taste or smell, it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
You can't taste food.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
Did you have COVID? Have you had COVID?
So I had COVID once, and I had the variant that removed the taste, the smell. Like there was one night in Spain, I got caught in Spain. So let me just go from the start of the story.
Yeah.
England England Euro final.
Yep.
We lose. Next day I fly out to Spain with my friends, and I must have had 1 or 2 big nights there, and then all of it accumulated to me getting COVID. I just felt it one day and then had to isolate for 10 days in Spain, get a hotel. It was the worst time in the world, because Spain are really strict with it. Like you get a PCR and then they're like, you're going to have to book yourself a hotel. So I spent like $2,000 because there was nowhere else to stay. And then I had to book a new flight, which cost, so the whole thing was proper expensive.
So you're stuck in your room for those 10 days?
Doing nothing.
Room service?
Looking outside on the balcony to the beautiful weather of Spain, Marbella, and not being able to do anything. Room service, yeah. It was the worst time in the world. I lost my smell, lost my taste. I couldn't even pop down the shop to buy some vitamins.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I had to get my mate to go fetch some, but it's the worst time.
See, I've had it twice, but I've not lost my taste or smell.
Well, I guess, with your family, you're more like prone to getting it.
I guess, yeah. Although having said
going to school and
having said that, I've definitely been patient zero both times. Everyone's had it both times, but I've been the one who's brought it to the family. But it's like quite hard not to get when you got a 4-year-old who just runs up to you. It's like,
no, but that, as long as they're healthy, they're going to be fine too. You've got to get the antibodies. I'm at a point now where I'm so fed up with this generation. Like anyone my age who's watching this, we've been through COVID and now potentially a war.
It's rank. It's bad. But then I was thinking back to this, because I remember when I grew up, I was born in 1977, so grew up in like the 80s and 90s, and there was.
I bet it was amazing then.
Well, it was. There was early on in like the 80s. There was always a slight nuclear war thing in the background, just during the Cold War, and then the Berlin Wall came down. It was like, whoa,
that's
is
incredible.
mad.
Yeah,
It was like
everyone's partying.
Yeah, and you don't really appreciate it. I remember chatting to some guy when I was just in Berlin. I was in a bar. This was fairly recently. I was just chatting to some bloke who lived in Berlin, and he was saying, I was asking what it was like when the Berlin Wall came down. He was going, if you're in West Berlin, it wasn't that bad because you could go for a night out in East Berlin anyway, which I didn't realise. You could cross it. If you're West German, you could go into East Berlin for like a night and come back before it came down. It's just you couldn't go the other way.
That's a big piss up, like trying to stroll your way through a wall after a few drinks. How do you get back?
But I mean, there's like crossings of that you go through.
Yeah.
But he said when it came down, he just remembered like walking on the road. He was in a band at the time, and there was like he's going to band practice, and so on. He just remember knocking a hole through the wall and waving. He goes, "Hello," and carrying on, sort of thing.
That's iconic.
But then it all sort of seemed to get a little bit better. It was quite an exciting time. You had like Britpop and lots of the good things were happening. Euro '96, and those are good. It was quite exciting. So there's that sort of time. So there's a bit of a period for me personally, from like the mid '90s to like 9/11, where it was like, hey, everything's cool.
Yeah, everything's cool.
Good.
Everyone's partying. Everyone's having fun.
There's no problems. And then that all sort of war on terror things a little bit down, sort of thing.
But at least you had that growing up.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was like when I was like 18 onwards, sort of.
I think it's horrible now. I'm going to look back and be so gutted that we've hit all these issues.
Yeah.
Especially being half Russian, can't see my grandma. Like, she wants to stay in the country. She doesn't want to leave. Fair enough to her. The war's not in Russia, but it's horrible. You don't know when you're going to be able to see her.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be getting better for Russians in general.
I just don't know which way it's going to go. The whole political situation is just so messed up in every country.
Yeah.
It's just it's so much weight on people's shoulders.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it. You just got to live your normal life, but
it's tough, isn't it? Like, and there's two sort of approaches. I've sort of at the minute I've been reading everything all day about it, sort of thing. I'm thinking I don't know if I need to just sort of read less on it.
I think my mum does the same.
Does she?
And it gets because I live with my mum and with the whole family really, apart from my sister who's at uni, and she's reading the news all day. So she has the news on.
Yeah.
So I get it from her, even though I want to stay away from it.
Yeah.
I want to just focus on my work and doing what I want to do because you can't change it. And the news do report it much worse than what's really going on because they know that will do better for clicks, better for numbers. I think the news is corrupt too. I think I'm really disappointed with how everything's going. Yeah. I think the news is like a virus itself if you listen to it too much.
I do feel it's a bit like an intelligent sort of soap opera. If you know what I mean. Like I feel I sort of think. My wife used to watch Coronation Street, and I remember thinking, why are you doing all this all the time? And then I remember thinking, well, I suppose the news is the same, because I can't control it. I can't do anything about this stuff. It's just washing over me. And I remember at the start of 2020, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to stop the news. I deleted all the news apps, deleted any bookmarks and things like that.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what was going on. It was brilliant. I remember walking past the news agents and seeing that Sajid Javid was no longer the Chancellor. I thought, all right. I carried on. I think for at least 2 months I was like, I don't know who the Chancellor is. This is... And I loved
that's amazing,
it.
yeah.
Like, and it felt
You're
great.
focused on your life.
And then COVID happened. I thought, I'm probably going to have to keep an eye on things.
Horrible.
But I think I might go back to just binning off the news.
I will completely second that.
Because if something important... When COVID happens, I find out, because people will tell you. If something really important is going on, you're going to know.
Oh, yeah, you'll find out from a friend or family, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, every little check. I mean, checking cases every day.
Yeah.
Going up and down. Nothing changed for 2 years. You know, you were still locked in a house. So what matters if it goes 10 or up or down? It's ridiculous. You looked at that. Everyone was just looking at stats. It was just a way of the news producing, getting numbers in and keeping their business going.
Yeah.
Whilst everything else suffered.
Yeah, I certainly got a bit fed up with it. Yeah. It was all pretty much. But hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
I mean, fingers crossed. Things will
get back to normal. I think it is. I see a lot less talk of COVID now that the war's happened.
Yeah.
Which I think the news have just thought, all right, well, now we've got an even bigger story.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean,
which just makes me think how much is COVID really a problem now? Because when people get it, it's just a cold.
For a lot of people, yeah. I mean, there are sort of vulnerable people I think that struggle with that. But yeah, I know. I guess we are a pretty place where it's just gonna be like the flu or the cold. Yeah. If you've got it, you just...
Well, there you go. I think it will turn out to be one of those things that we just have to accept.
Yeah.
Every year it's going to stick around, just like...
And they'll get better at, hopefully. They'll get better at treating it and all that.
Yeah, for the vulnerable people, obviously, yeah. We'll see.
Oh, never mind.
See how it goes. That's
Well,
the world we live in.
I'm in that bit where I've just had it recently, like not
Yeah.
like very recent, not this week, like a couple of weeks ago. So I'm in that bit where you feel immortal because
Right.
you're probably not going to catch it
Oh,
2
you'll be
weeks
fine,
later.
yeah.
So like
You can
walking
come out
around,
to Regent's Park.
I can lick everyone, it'll be fine. Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah, happy days. Should we carry on walking?
Let's do it.
All right. Nice fountain, Theo. Do you like a fountain?
I love a fountain. Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? Can't complain.
Yeah, very good, very pretty park.
I would say it's a little bit chills you out when there's a fountain. It's just the sound of the water, isn't it? People always say when you're near the sea, you're calm. So yeah, proper.
I'd like to live near a waterfall, I think. Be able to see a waterfall every day. I like a waterfall.
That'd be amazing. You just need to find a waterfall near a city, and then I would be up for it too.
Yeah.
Because I've always got to be near a city.
You're prolific at the amount of content you guys put out. How do you do it? Because I presume it's not you editing everything yourself.
No. See, I edit quite a bit myself.
Yeah.
To get where I am today, I edited everything.
Yeah.
I only recently had an editor for my videos where I'm not at the football matches.
Yeah.
So sitting down talking about predictions or
Because you do so much.
Oh,
you put
loads.
so many videos out.
nearly
Like, I
every
remember
day.
when I did your Premier League predictions recently,
Yeah.
and then
You refreshed it and there was like 4 more videos.
Yeah, it was literally that. I'd watched it, and then I was like, oh, I'll go back and have a look back at it because I can't remember. I think it was like I can't remember what I'd said and something. So I went and look at it. I was like, and it came out yesterday. It was like 9 videos.
I know.
Something like that. But how's it? So you've been? I was apologising to you beforehand because I made you come here so early because we were meeting at 10, and you'd already recorded a video today.
That's the thing. I know we're early. It's been very early for me because last few days I've been travelling.
Yeah.
Over the last week I was in Madrid, and then I flew to London and got another flight to Glasgow, and then flew from Glasgow to Ireland to tick off 3 games in 3 days. Last night was my only good proper sleep, so
Yeah.
getting up to do a video that morning and then coming here was a ball ache for me because it's like, oh, when will a break come? And it's not going to arrive anytime soon. The only time I get a break is when there's no football, so like international break or in the summer.
Do you worry about burning out?
I'm too young to burn out.
Fair enough.
I know.
But are there days where you're like, oh, I can't be asked?
No, because I love football.
Yeah.
And I talk about it with my dad anyway. Talking about football for 20 minutes
Yeah.
at a table with my dad is just like, I do that anyway.
Yeah.
Going to games I enjoy because of the whole city side, the culture, going somewhere new, the travel. Yes, the race to get the video up and editing. I sometimes bring along my editor to the matches to help me focus on just the tags, description, title.
Yeah.
And then he goes away and does the edit in the hotel. And I'm thinking of the other side of the content. But it's always a race against time after football.
Yeah.
Media outlets, everyone, like videos, highlights coming up. You've got to be there whilst it's a trend. And
Yeah.
if you leave it a few days, less people will be interested in that content.
Yeah.
Unless you title it a different way. So I went to Juventus Torino.
Yep.
Instead of posting it straight off the game, I was like, okay, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to title it Me and My Dad Becoming Football Owners for 24 Hours. And it banged. It was like 1 out of 10. And it was with a brand as well, so they were really happy. And the reason I couldn't post it after is because it needed to be verified.
Right.
So it's all about how you title it and play towards the YouTube game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find pressure when a brand's involved in a video to
Oh,
make
massively.
it bang?
It really upsets me. If YouTube paid better, I would never do a brand deal.
Really?
YouTube is so bad with paying out content creators, especially for people like me that travel. I'm almost thinking every day, just don't turn on monetization and create some kind of Patreon or because they pay you so poorly. And
Yeah.
if they expect you to be able to make the content you are, traveling the world, going to football, making things that I've always wanted to, I could easily go do another job and earn more money, but I
Yeah.
do it because I love it.
Yeah.
And I'll earn 2/3. I'll put back 2/3 every month what I earn into going to football. That's it.
Yeah.
Like every month. So my earnings are very, very low. But I just love going to football. And the great thing is, when I'm 40 years old or maybe I've got kids or I've got family, this YouTube platform will have all these stories, all these experiences which I can show to my family and friends, and it's memories for life. It's like it's a diary which I can look back on for life. And I think when you think about life and what it has to offer, memories is really what it comes down to.
It's like I remember when I was at Soccer AM and I was doing all the music stuff for the show.
Yeah.
And so you get sent music, you have all the CDs it was at the time, and get some free tickets to all the gigs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we weren't paid particularly well, but I remember thinking, to be honest, if I was getting more money, I'd just be spending it on CDs and gigs.
I bet.
A lot of the
and
time.
You get that for free.
So it's sort of counteracting a lot
That's
of that
exactly
stuff.
what I mean. So when you're doing something you love and
Yeah.
you enjoy it, just don't change it. You got to cherish it. I hate turning things into a business because that's when it becomes rotten. That's when people lose passion for what they love.
You mentioned thinking about doing things in a different way and Patreon and all that. That's something I've been thinking about for a bit. Because even things like I do bits on Twitch, and Twitch take a lot of huge. They take they take something like 40% or something.
Doesn't YouTube take 50 though? You just never see it.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
And I think that's a disgrace.
I still think is there a way you could do it?
I find it very disappointing that YouTube don't actually look at the content and work out what's okay. They deserve more because their content's better. When things are properly made, I see people sit down and you get a lot of content creators in a different genre that make rubbish content. It has lots more swearing. It has lots more, bad stuff, and their CPM rates are extremely high. And then
why is that? Because of the topic they're doing, or
I don't know, because YouTube likes them because they get millions of views, but their content isn't great. It's just them sitting down and. But then with me travelling and with all these expenses, trying to make content for clubs, for like memories for life, they just don't pay it back well. Because I don't think anyone at YouTube really sits down and watches it.
Well, I guess it's what people want to advertise against, isn't it?
But you'd have thought football would be quite a good thing for advertising.
Yeah.
Like, I found out recently I'm not on Google Preferred, am I?
What does that mean?
Thanks, YouTube. It just means I earn less from them and it's not shared around YouTube as much.
Bastards.
I know, it's just like disappointing because you work your socks off, travel the world, barely sleep.
Yeah.
And YouTube are just like, oh, we'll just give it to some random guy that opened packs on FIFA.
So do you think you do some? Are you actively looking at different ways to monetize things, or think about it, or is it just a sort of vague?
I love if YouTube paid well, it'd be the perfect platform.
Yeah.
But they don't, and I basically operate breaking even. But I'm young, so I don't care.
Yeah.
And in the future, maybe I'll make something, but I hate to take money away from the fans. I love the fact that people watching this, it's free.
Yeah.
Anyone in the world can click on it. YouTube do push content sometimes out there, so you get new viewers. There's a massive platform. It's just unfortunate that it can't happen for the rest of your life. I want to always just travel to games.
Yeah.
When I get to a point when I'm burnt out, I'll be like, oh well, what do I have? I have some great pieces of content, but you got nothing to come from it. You need to work out what the next plan is. I'm always thinking.
Yeah.
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 I don't know what the option is. You see lots of YouTubers in America. They create like a club, and you pay like a monthly membership for extra content, like Sidemen Plus.
Yeah. You're not a fan of the YouTube people, are you?
It's just disappointing. No, I'm not. I'm very open about how I see the platform.
Yeah.
I think if I work for YouTube, I'd make a lot of changes. I don't dislike them. I just think a lot of change is needed, and I'd love to directly speak to someone at YouTube and be like, "This is what needs to change." But we'll never be able to do that. I'm very open about that, and take of that as you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No. I appreciate that. It's what if you could make one change to YouTube? What would it be?
Spend more time directly looking after the content creators. Like, have someone at YouTube who you can speak to and work out what you need to do to improve, your videos. What you collaborate with creators to create events. So when have we seen a YouTuber collaborate with YouTube to make some amazing event? It's always like a other brand or like an Amazon or other companies will come in and make something massive, like Red Bull. They like work with massive creators to create insane events, like traveling to the moon or something. I know it's nuts, but that's things that we look back on forever. YouTube should do more of that.
Get on it, YouTube. I want to see Thogden plays football on the moon.
Honestly. Find a football pitch on the moon, fly out.
I took 22 YouTubers to the moon to play football.
That would be. Do you know what I mean? That's content that would be watched forever.
Yeah.
Literally.
Until they eventually bring out a moon league and all that sort of stuff like that.
And they'll get too corporate.
Would you like to go if you could get the chance to go and live on the moon, would you want to? Everyone talks about going to space and that. You'd get bored, wouldn't you?
I'd do it. I'd do it for a
like,
trip. You know how like Elon Musk is planning on sending people out there to visit?
Yeah.
I'd definitely take that first.
Yeah, but when they go to space, like, I'm not sure it counts their space. Do you know what I mean? They go a bit into space. You get a bit weightless and all that. But I don't know. It's not like the proper space station.
What, you'd rather go to?
Well, I just don't think they go. I'm not sure he's doing space enough.
No, they want to send people to Mars, no?
Does he?
Yeah, he wants to send people to Mars.
I'm not doing
life
that.
on it.
Oh, I can't be asked with that.
Really?
It'd take ages to get there. You'd get so bored.
But Elon will find a way.
You'd hate it. You'd be no football.
I'd make a football pitch.
All right.
I'll be the first one. Pioneer.
But you get bored after a while out there. You'd be like, oh, I've played football. Oh, here's another video on Mars football.
But yeah, honestly.
then you say, okay.
There need to be some
let's play
living
the first game on Jupiter.
Yeah. There needs to be some league there.
Yeah,
create some hype around it.
So you don't want to be
a
one
derby
of the
day on Mars.
What's going on over there?
It all kicks off on Mars. Yeah, it's all kicking off. Literally
Some youths running around.
Yeah.
Someone's got a stick. Do you think we're going to get murdered?
It's that Bayern shirt. Bayern Munich away.
That's impressive knowledge if you're right.
I think it is. It's like some. I don't even know. It's got like the stars on the top of the kit.
Yeah.
Don't even know.
Are you good at football kits? You must.
I love football kits. It's got Perisic on the back. I'm right. I think.
It's what?
It's got Perisic on the back. And he played for Bayern at one stage. I think he still does.
That's incredible knowledge.
There you go. I love kits.
What's your favourite all-time football kit?
There's so many I love. Retro Barca. There's one retro Dortmund kit I can picture right now. It's stunning, but you can barely find it anyway. I've got one Juve 1984 away kit, which is like blue and yellow.
Oh wow!
I'm obsessed with it. I really am.
Yeah.
And I think when you walk down the street and you see people like notice it, and other people know good knowledge of classic football shirts, I find that's a really cool niche.
It's amazing how football in general, when you're travelling, builds bridges with people you don't know.
Yes.
I remember being in Mexico and
Yeah.
having a conversation. I don't speak Spanish, and this guy didn't speak any English.
Yeah.
But all we were doing was literally naming footballers.
Well, I think
like he'd be going, oh, Bobby Charlton. I go, I can't remember now. Hugo Sanchez, or whatever, like this sort of thing, just rattling off.
So it's like you're
players.
creating your own language.
Yeah.
You don't need to speak each other's language if you know football.
Exactly.
And that's the beautiful thing. When I travel, I usually have friends in each city now, which I can go see, spend time with, just to make me feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm abroad.
What, people that you've met through going
Through
football?
YouTube, yeah.
Through YouTube,
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Like I had an email from my Dortmund mate now, Oliver. It all started just because he dropped me an email saying, I'm a Dortmund fan, I want to bring you to a game. And every time I go there now, I see him, we go to the game together, and it makes me feel a lot more at home.
Yeah.
Because you're with someone you know now, and this has all happened through YouTube. I'm literally becoming friends with subscribers.
Yeah.
And I'm just mates with them now.
Fabulous, isn't it?
That is something beautiful.
Yeah.
And I would never happen if it weren't for YouTube.
But you know what? I always used to, when I went travelling somewhere, I'd always message my mates who I knew that went around quite a bit. I got a lot of friends who work in the sort of music industry, so a lot of them are touring and meet people. And I'd say, like, I'm going to Paris. Has anyone got a hookup for me or something like that? And then they'd say, yeah, my mate's there. And you just go meet someone, go for a drink.
That's brilliant.
Sort of thing.
Good
I
laugh.
love that.
And you don't even need to know them, especially after a couple of drinks. You just end up rambling about anything.
But I'm going to do that.
Do you like Paris?
I'm going to go somewhere this year. So someone who lives abroad, somewhere in Europe, because I'm not going too far because I can't afford it. Someone lives in Europe, let me know and I'll come and visit and we'll go out for a beer or do something.
You've got
Let
to.
us know in the comments.
Also, I think having
somewhere who's got football, you come along as well.
Sure, I'm on it.
All right, so we're going to...
Somewhere
with a football match, somewhere we've not been before, a football match, someone lives in, let us know and we'll come along.
Yeah, give us a comment. We'll be there.
Perfect.
Go for a derby or something.
Yes.
Yeah, get us in there with the ultras.
Yeah, all right.
Don't know how we'd get with this big camera though.
I'll take a GoPro.
Yeah, we'll go undercover.
All right, perfect.
Going undercover with Robbie Knox.
Yeah.
That'll be some video.
Let's do it. Right, let's get walking.
Shall we?
Right, Theo, we've come towards the end of our walk. Have you had a nice time?
I've had a great time. I was just saying how we could have done this for 2 or 3 times the amount of time and spoken about so many different things.
It's lovely. I've got to go back. I've got to do the school run later, I'm afraid. I've got to pick my kids up at 3, so we get back to Norwich, which is sad.
Mate.
Sad things, but it's okay because we're going to have our little trip
Yeah.
where we go abroad
We're going to plan that 100. I'm
Let's do
so
it.
on that.
All right.
I'm always travelling, so let's do it.
Let's do it. Right, it's happening.
Come on.
Thanks for watching. I'm sure you know Theo's content. If you don't, I'll put the link down below. It is excellent. I love the combination of football and travel.
Thank you.
Those are two things I love very, very much. I'll be back with another walking video in the very near future. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all that stuff.
Legend of the game over here, by the way. Make sure you subscribe.
It's nice. It's nice. All right. Bye. I can't walk off because I'm holding the camera.
I will then.